Why is exercise important? From a young age, we are educated on the benefits of exercising regularly and also encouraged to be active as often as possible. The general recommendation for adults is to participate in 30 minutes of vigorous exercise per day. Vigorous exercise is typically defined as an individual reaching 70 to 80% of their maximum heart rate. Maximum heart rate can be easily calculated by subtracting your age from 220. For instance, if you are a 20-year-old individual, your maximum heart rate would be roughly 200 beats per minute. From there, you can multiply your maximum heart rate by 70 and 80%, and that would give you a target range of 140 to 160 beats per minute during vigorous exercise. One study performed by the American Psychological Association noted that even just 10 minutes of vigorous exercise yielded improvements in vigor, mood, and fatigue. Improvements peaked between 20 to 30 minutes of exercise, with no additional benefits being observed when exercising for longer durations. With all things considered, the decision to exercise seems as if it would be a straightforward one. So why then do so many people struggle with exercising on a regular basis? To gain some insight, we decided to ask some people on campus.
No, I do not.
No, I don't actually.
I'd say so. I go to the gym and I play tennis a few times a week.
No, I do not exercise.
I can stand here and lie to you and tell you, like I tell everybody else, I don't have the time, but honestly, it's me. I've had a membership for years, haven't been there in years. I can easily take walks and things like that, but honestly, I work full time and then I'm also in school. So when I go home, although I have time, I can do it, I'm too tired. And I could drive around with gym bag in my car and still don't do it.
I mean, I try to eat well usually, and I don't really feel like I need to exercise. I usually feel pretty well as I am. I don't feel like I need to really lose weight like most people would want to do to lose, or that'd be their reason to exercise. So I think my physique is good.
Definitely the amount of schoolwork that I have, so if I have a lot of exams that week, then I probably will neglect exercising.
Well, one thing I can say is probably time. So I don't have too much time in the day because I work, and then after work I do coaching and everything. But that's the main reason.
There is a significant decrease in physical activity as we age, especially between the ages of 13 and 18. The decrease in physical activity continues as we age. Healthy People 2020 states that the first ever national publication of health guidelines was released very recently in 2008. According to these guidelines, at least 80% of adolescents do not meet the requirement for aerobic or muscle strengthening activities. Adolescents correlate the decrease in exercise with lack of motivation due to insufficient family and friend support. Some families see their kids participating in sports as another chore or responsibility. Other adolescents feel that the social environment is not supportive and that they are not as good as other players on the team. The fact that the availability of recreational sports decreases and competitive sports increase as we get older is another factor. The most common reason that we can all relate to for lack of exercise is the interference of priorities like school or work. Exercise is often not associated with fun, so it is easy to push it aside and replace it with other activities like hanging out with friends, surfing the web, or watching TV. The fact is, exercise can be incorporated into all these fun social activities. Exercise does not always have to result in you being drenched in sweat. Something as simple as going out for a hike while hanging out with friends or taking a couple extra laps around the mall is enough to benefit your health.
Significant processes occur on a cellular level in our bodies when we exercise, or even move in general. Many different systems actually have a role in movement, such as your respiratory, cardiovascular, endocrine, nervous, muscular, and skeletal systems. Your respiratory system meets oxygen demands of the cells in your body. Breathing rate increases during exercise to boost the amount of oxygen in your blood, and therefore your tissues. Breathing rate is greatly affected by blood contents, specifically buildup of carbon dioxide. The cardiovascular system supplies blood to your tissues and transports oxygen from your respiratory system and carbon dioxide from your tissues. Heart rate, stroke volume, cardiac output, contractility, and blood pressure will all increase alongside your level of exercise. Water in your blood also moves to intracellular and interstitial spaces to decrease overall blood volume. This is due to sweating, buildup of metabolic products, and increased blood pressure. The endocrine system combats this decrease during exercise by releasing antidiuretic hormone and aldosterone to retain more water and increase blood volume. Hormones like adrenaline are also released during exercise. They stay in your blood for a long time to keep up their effect. The endocrine system is closely tied to the nervous system, as the sympathetic and parasympathetic autonomic nervous system impulses induce or inhibit hormone release. Strenuous activity activates a sympathetic fight-or-flight impulse to excite muscles and inhibit visceral activity, while the parasympathetic does just the opposite for resting and digesting. The muscular system is where ATP comes into play. 3 processes occur to make and sustain ATP levels. The first, creatine phosphate system, is only good for short bursts of energy under 15 seconds. Next, glycolysis will take over and break down sugars, fats, and proteins for energy, which is anaerobic, meaning it doesn't need oxygen. Lastly, cellular respiration will take place, which lasts the longest amount of time. It allows for long periods of moderate activity without feeling fatigue. Lastly, the skeletal system helps absorb strain from exercise of up to 5 or 6 times our own body weight. Putting weight on our bones triggers osteogenesis, or formation of more bone cells, and inactivity makes you more likely to have early osteoporosis, or brittle, less dense bones that will break more easily.
Everyone has heard in one way or another that lack of physical activity creates health issues. Early death, coronary heart disease, stroke, elevated blood pressure, breast cancer, colon cancer, falls, and depression can all be related to an insufficient amount of physical activity. In the U.S., the lack of exercise is associated with 250,000 deaths per year. In Canada, the number of deaths associated with exercise is only 21,000. If we all did at least 175 minutes of moderate exercise per week, that would decrease our risk for the various diseases and help meet Healthy People 2020's goal. 175 minutes can easily be spread out throughout the week and incorporated into our daily activities. After all, if you do the math, that is about 44 minutes per day. 44 minutes a day may seem like a lot, but think about the amount of time you spend walking a day from class to class in a hurry or walking upstairs. There are different ways exercise can be incorporated into our days.
There are 4 major types of exercise, all equally important for our bodies: endurance, strength, balance, and flexibility. Some forms of endurance exercise include running, walking, swimming, or climbing a flight of stairs. To easily incorporate more endurance into your daily life, take the stairs instead of the elevator, leave a little earlier to take the longer route to class, or walk to Dunkin' Donuts instead of hopping into your car. Strength training can be performed in 3 different ways: using weights, using your own body weight, and using resistance bands. Using weights doesn't mean you need a gym membership to build those muscles. You can easily use things you have lying around, like those heavy textbooks. Body weight exercises can be performed anywhere, and I mean anywhere. Also, resistance bands are a great way to ease into exercise, but can easily be adapted to increase intensity. For those of you on a time constraint, HIIT workouts may be the perfect option for you. Some may overlook balance exercises, but they're extremely important, especially as we get older. Great forms of balance exercises include Tai Chi, Bosu balls, TRX, or simply standing on one foot. Don't forget about flexibility. Try yoga or basic stretches. No matter what stretch you're doing, you want to hold each position for 10 to 30 seconds before moving on. Stretching is also a great way to relieve some stress. Can't stand getting outside to exercise, or is exercise just way too boring? Well, then a solution for you may be exergaming. What is exergaming, you may ask? Exergaming is exercising while playing video games. This includes Wii Tennis or DDR for those of you that still play that. Some gyms are also incorporating exergaming into their cardio machines, like the stationary bicycles with virtual races. No matter who you are
or what your interests are, is a form of exercise perfect for you.
There are many benefits that come with exercise. One main benefit of exercise is weight loss. Exercise burns calories, increases metabolism, and decreases body fat percentage. Another benefit of exercise is the reduction of the risk of chronic disease and adverse outcomes. Being active boosts high-density lipoprotein, or good cholesterol, and decreases unhealthy triglycerides. This keeps your blood flowing smoothly, which decreases your risk of cardiovascular diseases. Another benefit of physical activity is that it increases energy. Exercise delivers oxygen and nutrients to your tissues and helps your cardiovascular system to work more efficiently. When your heart and lung health improve, you have more energy to tackle daily activities. Another benefit of physical activity is that it promotes better sleep. A study done by the National Sleep Foundation found that 150 minutes of moderate to vigorous activity in 1 week, which is the national guideline, provided a 65% improvement in sleep quality. The participants also said that they felt less tired during the day compared to those with less physical activity. Physical activity has been shown to improve bone health and improve cardiorespiratory and muscular fitness. The last benefit of physical activity is that it can be fun and social. Exercise allows you to enjoy the outdoors and engage in fun activity with family and friends. It also allows for healthy child development when children can play on sports teams.
I went to the gym last night and I'm so sore today. I had a hard time walking up the stairs and I just don't know what's wrong. Every time I go, something comes up and it prevents me from working out on a regular basis.
Well, there are certain things that you can do to prevent injury after exercise. One thing you can do is to not exercise on a full or empty stomach, but it's okay to have a small snack before exercising to prevent fatigue. Never exercise without warming up. Always do a quick warm-up to get your blood flowing to prevent pulled muscles or an injury. Don't exercise 7 days a week. You always want to give yourself a rest day. You build muscle when you're resting. Don't wear any street clothes that are restrictive. Always wear something comfortable to the gym.
Thanks, Nick.
Oh, no problem.
Go.
I think a few tries.
Ugh, I'm so sore.
You're sore?
Yeah.
Alright.
I just
game
heard listen
face.
to music, make a bomb playlist. I'm so sorry.
Don't wear street clothes that are restrictive. That's important because, you know, it's restrictive. And wear comfortable clothes that you're able to move in. And, you know, these are some ways you can prevent injury.
Why are you wearing sunglasses inside?
Exercise regularly? I'd say so. I go to the gym and I play tennis a few times a week. Why or why not?
What do you mean?
Well, like, no. Marilyn! Nick? Oh, we can act Colleen! Oh, yeah. Wait, let me get one of you. Wait, like,
Pass the
oh, wait. Pass. You guys! This is our adventure. Woohoo!